Thank you for joining us for our Riot podcast today.
Yeah, so today in the podcast, probably the most important thing that happens is Nikki and I decide, we don't decide, we learn where we
stand.
Mm-hmm. It's made very plain to us.
We learned that we're not good enough for the 4-digit code that we desperately need this morning.
Can't have it.
Mm-mm.
Not for you. No. We're talking about the thermostat. You'll see.
Yeah.
We also talk about, a lot about hall monitors of the world in the podcast today. A lot of governors trying to keep you out of trouble, and that includes no barbecuing. We hear what's going on, and Home Alone makes an appearance. Let's see. We talk about the original Jaws movie.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and threw that in there.
That's fine.
Why not?
You give some interesting movie information, so I think that's fascinating.
Okay. Snowpiercer, Nintendo, free donuts, big puzzles, Pride and Prejudice, the board game.
Lots of quarantine options. Like if you're still hanging out at home as you should be, or maybe not all the time as much, but you still have some time.
Where are you at for Memorial Day weekend? Are you doing anything?
I don't think so. I mean, what is there to do? I'll just do stuff at home.
I know. That's what I think is going to be the same with me. I keep kind of trying to poke my head out and think of something to do. I thought about going canoeing or something.
Well, you could do that, or you could go to a restaurant. You could go eat out, but
I don't want to do that.
I don't feel ready for that yet.
I'm sorry to tell you, maybe even a little embarrassed to say it, but I don't feel super great about going to a restaurant right now.
How about this? More ice cream. Let's go get more ice cream.
The real shame about you mentioning that is I thought about that this morning. I was like, dude, you know what sounds good?
Little Memorial Weekend ice cream.
Some ice cream sounds pretty good. So.
Well, let us know if you guys are planning anything for the upcoming Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
We have a few days to try to decide if there's anything else to do.
Mm-hmm. So, did we talk about everything else?
I think you got
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if not, there'll be some other goodies.
It just suddenly popped in there. I was like, so what are you doing? You know what? If you guys have any plans, go for it. You can text us or hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, email us, riot@radiou.com, whatever.
Your best place to go is to riot.radiou.com. That's our hub for everything. You can find our other interviews that we do there. You can watch some stuff. You can find us on social media. You can text us or email us.
Oh, man. It's nap time, guys.
Let's go.
We have the studio window open, and it's raining gently outside.
Oh, so nice.
I actually, in the middle of the show, just laid down next to the window, had a dream.
Well, you only laid down for 3 minutes, so.
Still had a dream.
It was amazing that you had the time for that.
They say that you can't, but I did.
You did.
All right.
Everybody have a great day.
Bye.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Every organization has a pecking order, all right? I mean, even you can talk about the Knights of the Round Table, how the Round Table had no head and no foot, but everyone approached the table as an equal. You can talk about that, but when it was all said and done, there was the king.
And then that was it.
And then there was the knights. Someone was the boss. And Nikki and I have discovered once again where we reside in the pecking order of this organization.
Did we learn the pin and
No.
just not? Okay, because I don't recall ever hearing the pin.
Never.
And it's been there for so many, I feel like years, so we just never touched it.
So there is the thermostat in here, and it's
It's
fancy.
a modern one, and I went to go turn it down because I felt like, it's just still a little stuffy in here.
Yeah.
And then to turn it down, it asked me for the pin. Well, a 4-digit number, and I was like, I don't know the pin. So I can't do it. I've been denied.
We're sorry. You're not authorized.
And I thought, well, maybe Obi remembers it, and I don't think we do.
Nikki, no.
Never learned it? Never remembered it?
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
I believe that you and I have been intentionally left out of the thermostat pin.
That's fine.
That's an email that went to certain staff members, certain people.
We weren't ones to ever really touch it. I mean, in this room, I will say you need to keep it, you can't go crazy. Things have to be a certain temperature. I understand that, but
there's a lot of drama.
It doesn't need to be what it is now.
There's a lot of drama around our thermostat in here because you guys might not know this, but when we get a new DJ, I train them. And so I was told very specifically
Don't.
that in the training process, I was to inform them to absolutely not touch the thermostat.
Because you could come in and you get one person who's like, I need it to be 50. And then the next shift, the person's like, well, I must have it at 80. Like, we can't have our wants and needs.
Well, I will tell you that after I was told that, I was taken into a room with a new trainee.
Yeah.
With someone at the highest level.
Yeah.
And told, why on this earth did you tell him that he could not do that?
Well, then it's just us.
Like, well, I was just in this very room not 3 weeks ago and was told to tell him that. No. And so then it turned into that. And then it was, I got an email like a few days later telling me, no, do not tell people they can touch the thermostat. And so now we finally just said, you know what, forget it. This is...
You can touch it.
You can touch it all you want.
It's just not going to do anything.
This is the modern day version of when you used to go into those old rooms and they would have a lock and key over the thermostat. That's what this is.
Well, I had never touched it in all the years it's been here. And I know why, because it's locked.
Yeah.
Who wants to start guessing? Anybody want to start me off with a 4-digit code they think it'll be?
1, 2, 3, 4.
We could try that one. Okay, I'll try it.
I want to try that.
Okay, go over there and try it. I want your fingerprints on it.
Then it's going to lock us out, and it's going to turn the heat up.
The heat's going to go up.
And that's your punishment for even trying.
Well, if you guys have a 4-digit code you think it might be, you're welcome to text, or just to say hi. You can also text for that reason, 877-2-RADIO-U.
Hey, guys.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the Riot. Then, they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
I want to say hi to Eli and Aaron and Phil and Eric texting us numbers.
They're all sending us what they think the PIN number might be.
Right.
We will try them all, but I assume you put so many in and then it locks you out.
Well, I put in 2.
And you were wrong.
You know what? No, what we should do is I'll just keep putting them in until Chris gets some kind of an alarm that someone is trying to, and it wakes him up, and we're like, well.
We never noticed our thermostat requires a PIN to do anything, and we don't know the PIN. So
you know what's funny is like, what else are we locked out of that we don't even know about?
Yeah, well, it never really impacted us, though. It's not like we needed to know, but now we do.
Now we know that we weren't good enough for that. And I want to know, what else do they think I'm not good enough for?
I don't know of anything else that might be...
I've never had a key to that door.
To which door?
That door right there, that studio door.
Does that
never
bug
had
you?
a key to that.
I have a key to that.
I know. Look how much better you are than me.
You're missing out. You're totally missing out.
I've never had a key to that. I have to go all the way to the other door and put in the code and walk around.
Oh my gosh.
See?
You're right. It does bother, doesn't it?
It goes all the way back to when I started here, and they were like, hey, park your car around the side.
Well, that's because I think your car was leaking.
It was, but so what? It left a mark.
You had to go to the side of the building.
It left a mark.
Well, again, thank you, everyone, for texting, and a happy Tuesday to everybody.
Yeah, and hi to Tim texting us this morning from Marysville. We're always, okay, he texted us a picture from Spaceballs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. I have the same combination on my luggage. I want you to know that the first thing I tried
was 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that. But thanks for the gift with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always appreciate it. So at some point, we'll start the actual show. But right now, I'm obsessed. I'm going to all the rooms in the building and taking my keys with me. And I want to see what they're trying to keep me out of.
Not the keys, but it must be something with, I don't think anything else has a code to it. Yeah. I mean, our security systems do, but we have those codes.
Yeah, sure. I got one of
those.
We
have to have that, but outside of that, just not the thermostat.
All right. Well, like I said.
Don't you feel like it getting hotter and hotter in the room? Like
I'm burning
it's squeezing
up now.
us?
I'm burning up. Like, I'm dying right now.
You just really need it. We should call Chris. Be like, Chris, we finally went to go get the pin.
And he'll just
what
be like,
is it?
He'll be like, I'm sorry, you'll have to talk to management.
I know it's not authorized.
I'm not authorized to share this with you. I take my relationship advice from Chemical Bank.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
I hope that you weren't planning to have a barbecue this weekend, because it's canceled.
I don't know. Coming off this past weekend, I saw a lot of people barbecuing.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
With a lot of family.
Yeah, so much family.
So much family.
Oh, I got together with my mom yesterday, and we sat like 6 feet apart across the table like, Hello.
At least you got to see her. That's good.
We did. We got together, but it was definitely one of those things where it's one thing to social distance, like on the phone with your mom, but then when you see your mom, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But we did.
Yeah.
We were like, no touching. Stay over there.
But
here's your birthday card. Slide it over the table.
Seeing is better than nothing.
Sure. So Mayor Bill de Blasio, am I getting his name right?
Yeah.
Whatever. He came out yesterday, make a little announcement. Just wanted to tell you that there will be no swimming. There will be no barbecuing. There will be no large gatherings on New York City's beaches.
Yeah, they're getting tougher about the beaches.
Oh, yeah, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted you to know you can walk on the beach. But you
thank you.
But you have to social distance. If you don't follow the rules, he will block off the entrances to the beaches.
Have you not seen? There's a lot of weird signs where if you go to the beach, it's like very contradictory. Like you can do this, but you can't do that. And you're like, well, why can't you do one but not the other?
I don't know. But, dude, I know there's all these people. They're like, government wants to control your life. I just get the feeling that the governors are like, oh, gosh.
Just close it down again.
Here we go. Gotta go out here on TV and act like the hall monitor. Don't touch that.
But that's mostly concerning the beaches in New York. So it really depends on what area you're at and what you can do.
So here's the thing.
So don't miss your state so that you're following another state's rules that aren't your own rules.
It's true. Like there's a great chance. And if you live near me, no one's following any rules, so don't worry about it.
I feel like they're coming close to physical distancing, but I know they're not family. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just a free-for-all now. I wonder... Okay, I don't know if I should say this out loud. The opinions that I'm about to express are not necessarily those of RadioU staff, management, or blah, 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 blah. But I feel like one of two things is going to happen. And it'll probably be somewhere in the middle. But I feel like it's either going to be like everybody's screaming and it's going to be just fine. Like everything's going to be fine. It's going to be no big deal. Or like we are all so screwed right now. But
we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. And it's been enough for me to be like, you know what? I'm going to wait a little bit and see how this thing plays out.
So that's the beaches. That seems to be a contested area for a lot of states because they're not necessarily, people are not following the distancing rules when they get there.
But I get it. Don't you? Because, like, you're just trying to get out.
Well, and also your fresh air is good for you. Some sunshine is good for you.
It's like you need to, last weekend, I did all kinds of stuff where I was just like, man, I don't even care. I'm just desperate to be out.
Plus, if you're not in a state that doesn't have a beach, then it doesn't mean the same. When you hear someone went to the beach, you're like, how dare they? But if you live near the beach,
it's like a park.
That's like your park. That's your neighborhood walk. You would go there.
You go to the park, a.k.a. the beach.
Mm-hmm. So it's different. But
it is different. But
just try to follow the rules and try to be smart.
Just heads up, everybody.
As we go into Memorial Day weekend.
The governors are turning into the homeroom teachers of the union. They're just here. Like, all right, I got a note from the principal.
They're going to build the fence and they won't let you in.
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on RadioU.
I don't know how this is possible. Like, I do. I get it. I am not unemployed currently. I'm not on unemployment. Like both of the places of business that Nikki and I are here, like it's open.
Yeah.
We continue to work. Thank you for supporting RadioU. And so I know that it's always a matter of perspective. But the coronavirus in this time, we have seen spending in the United States drop by 1/3.
That feels, I could see that.
The only reason I say that it's hard for me to believe is that I see too many people on social media that are like, look what I just bought.
Well, you have to ask yourself, was that before the stimulus checks? Because for some, they still haven't received theirs.
That's true.
And then for others, I think we have a difference of spending in here's our budget life spending. And then we have that sort of spending on that side.
Because, man, again, I've seen friends and sometimes family where I'm just like, whoa.
How are we doing that?
Whoa. Or did you just have a it's quarantine screw it moment because it feels like that's what happened.
Well, we've all over-ordered, I believe, during our time at home.
Hey, man, I mean, let's wind the clock back 10 weeks. I bought an Oculus Rift.
Again!
Like, that was in the second week of quarantine. This is the voice of someone that has no room to judge anyone.
But then we'll be all grumpy and complaining on like how much your electric bill is or something. But you don't necessarily see the two as the same way to save money.
Now, it's not that we haven't spent any money, though, because even though overall spending is down a third, they say that spending on food is up 74%.
Yeah, that's because of delivery food. That is right.
Eating. We are eating, people. It is happening.
Even if you're like, I'm just eating fast food, doesn't matter. It's still more expensive. We're doing a lot of the delivery stuff.
We are eating. So let's see. Rhode Island was the place where spending is down the most.
That feels right.
Yeah, 37%. Washington, D.C. is just below that. Though they say, okay, in New York, the country was slightly worse. Okay, that's odd. They say, I don't understand how this works. In one paragraph, it says that economists are saying that Rhode Island was hit the hardest. But then if you go down, New York, they're saying that New York City is above the national average at 37.6%. No, in Manhattan, it's spending is down 52%.
Right, because everything was shut down. You had no choice.
Yeah, you got nowhere to shop. There's a couple of podcasters that I listen to that live in New York City, and that is like, they are for real. We were joking about the mayor shutting down the beaches, but I mean, the one guy I was listening to, he's getting his groceries delivered, and he's like, I haven't been outside in almost 6 weeks. I can't even fathom that. I mean, I like where I live, but come on.
I watched one, I think it was probably on TikTok or something, and poor girl had just moved to New York City, and they were like, hey, she got the small studio apartment, and she put on there, like, the real estate person was like, why? New York is your backyard. You can go out and enjoy things, and then 1 month later, the quarantine starts, and she has to stay in the tiny apartment. It was something.
The jail cell.
Like, you don't even think about those sort of things because then you couldn't go outside and enjoy all that you wanted to enjoy.
Wow. Well, spending's down, so I guess it's our American duty to get out there and buy something today. Who's first?
I think we're on the curve on that one, or we're not really a part of that study. We've all just spent just fine.
Yeah. Well, it just depends. Like some people, I've seen some people that are doing a great job spending.
Hey, if you're doing that, congratulations.
You're doing a great job.
Yay.
And you know what?
We're really proud of you.
Uncle Sam's proud of you, too.
You're not like those other people that were saving.
What's worse than the worst of the Riot? The Worst of the Riot podcast. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. RadioU.
I know not a lot of people are necessarily talking about it, but there are those of you in the world that are missing your teachers.
You are.
Oh, I've seen teachers saying
poor professor.
that you miss your teacher, you miss them, or your teacher misses you.
I hear the honking.
Yeah.
The teachers go through the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. There's a particular teacher at Big Shanty Intermediate School that is doing something about it. It's Mr. McAllister.
Hey.
So are you telling me that...
Was that the dad?
Well, I mean...
In Home Alone? Was that Yeah, the McAllisters. That's it.
Mr. McAllister. I don't know what his first name is, though. But this is Bill McAllister. And you know what, Nikki? He's tired of being home alone.
So what is he doing?
He wants to get out there. And so he is running to visit all of his students.
Oh, that's nice.
He's laid out a 50-mile path that it will take for him to run and see every single one of his students. And if he goes and you're not home, he just leaves a little note that says Mr. McAllister was here.
You don't think
Terrifying.
You don't think you would set that up or? Well, I guess know. Where would you be? Where else would you be? Never mind.
You're
there anyways.
You're home. You're not at the beach.
What grade was he teaching?
You know what? I don't know. Intermediate school, so that's junior high, right?
I think so.
So it says that his routes take him somewhere between 6 and 8 miles a day.
Aww.
It'll take him 50 miles, but he says...
So he doesn't do it every day, but does he do it every week, or is it just this one time?
He's just doing it spaced out over a few days.
That's very nice.
Well, I saw that JR and Lex talked about this last night, and I have to agree with Lex, where I wonder to myself... Why not just drive?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, you got a car. I'm sure you've got a car.
Maybe he runs anyways, and like that's what he's known for.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably. Hey, look, I get it. You're trying to get. He's probably like the rest of us. I have to do something.
I just have to get out of the house, and he doesn't mind 50 miles.
I know. I'll run.
So it's different. We don't think like him.
Right.
We don't run.
Right. He's got a camel pack though, so he's probably serious about it.
Yeah, he's a serious runner.
Oh yeah, just that little. Still
David
tube.
said the Home Alone music makes my heart warm. Aw, thanks for texting, David.
Doesn't it? Here, Nikki, let's give him a little bit more.
Just one more hit, right?
Yeah. Pass that Christmas blunt over here.
Let it waft.
I feel it.
Happier times, Christmas shopping, decorations, vacations.
I do love Christmas. I don't know if I've told you that.
No, I think we knew that.
I also love Home Alone. I just don't know. I do.
It's the perfect thing. Oh my gosh, it hurts.
You feel it, don't you? We still doing a Christmas in July channel?
We are.
Okay, thank the Lord.
We are still doing it.
I need it right now. Christmas in May.
Oh, Christmas cookies.
We have to stop. It's got to stop. It just happened. This was the first time that Christmas has truly intersected where we're not looking back, we're looking forward.
Yeah, we're looking forward
We're looking
already.
forward, not back. Woo,
That's okay. Shake it off, everybody. Shake it off.
Thanks a lot, Mr. McAllister.
Nice thing that you did, though.
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on RadioU.
I want you to know I'm standing strong, which is the first thing you say before you get real weak.
Yeah, but at least you say it and it feels good.
Yeah. I was taking a look at,
you want to buy something?
Yeah, upcoming 4K releases. They're going to put Jaws on a 4K Blu-ray. And you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to buy it now.
But maybe that's a good, what's the day after Thanksgiving thing? Black Friday.
Exactly what I was thinking,
That'd
Nikki.
be a perfect one to wait on.
I don't know if it was the Home Alone music or what.
Save it till then.
But I just remembered, wait. You wait till Black Friday. Then you get it. Then you have a big stack of movies and you don't watch any of them.
Perfect.
So
but at least you paid less.
That's the way to go right there. So that's my plan. I had to be reminded of it because I show some Blu-ray weakness at the beginning of the year. It's because Black Friday is really far away. But now that we are a little further along, it's probably okay for me to start saying, hey, we'll wait until...
Yeah, start making a list.
Yeah.
Months and months and months and months away.
I mean, it makes sense that just before Memorial Day, we get to work on like a Christmas list, right?
When you start, it feels right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen all of Jaws. I bet I have, but I feel like I need to go back and watch through it.
It's very good.
And is there more than one Jaws?
Yeah, but you don't need to.
I don't need to worry about all those.
You don't worry about any of that.
How many did they make?
4.
4, okay.
Yeah, they made Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, which was actually Jaws in 3D. And then Jaws the Revenge. Famously, who's the guy that played Alfred in the Batman movies? Michael Caine.
Yeah. Is he in that?
Michael Caine is in that movie. And a lot of people feel like, he's a fairly high profile actor, or at least really used to be. And so by him being in that, they're like, why would you be in this terrible movie? And he has this famous quote attributed to him where he said, I've never seen Jaws the Revenge, but I've seen the house it paid for, and it's lovely.
That's a great quote. How do you remember all that stuff?
I don't know.
It's like he's got it all.
I know, but it's such a great...
That's an amazing quote.
It is. It's amazing. Like, when you think about it, we're out here like, that's so stupid. And he was like, bro, I got paid for that.
I got a house for that. That's fine.
Like, I shot a movie in the Caribbean and got paid and bought a house. Got to tell you, when you put it in that kind of perspective,
it helps.
Maybe you don't want to watch the movie, but it sure puts that in perspective.
Well, that might be a one to go back and watch.
The original is so good.
Because I'm not going on vacation anytime soon. It's fine. No body of water.
They say that Jaws, see, this is where I get all caught up in film history, and I love all this stuff, that it created the summer blockbuster. Until that movie came out, the idea of, it's summer, all these movies are coming out.
Oh, that wasn't before then?
It wasn't a thing. But Jaws came out in the summer. It made enormous amounts of money. And that's the movie that really put a certain someone on the map. Can you tell me who?
The shark?
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's right.
That's a Steven Spielberg movie. Huh. And so that became...
his thing?
They say Spielberg created the summer blockbuster with Jaws. So after you know all that, you're like, oh, I'd like to see a 4K print of that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what are you doing?
Why are you doing that?
What are you doing?
Now, listen, we'll be having a JAWS exam at the end of the week. If you could take the week to brush up on your stuff.
This is the kind of crap I want you to know that.
That's what your head is full of.
I know.
It has it all in there.
I don't have any, like, if you guys need something important from me, I can't help you.
But you can remember all that you just spit out.
But that Michael Caine quote about Jaws the Revenge?
You knew it.
I got it.
And it's helpful. That did help.
I mean, it helps here.
So when is
it's not going to help anywhere else.
So the Jaws thing has been out. It's just on sale.
No, it comes out June 2nd, I think. See, you got to be careful you don't get that quarantine sickness in you where you're like, well, I got to have something. It's just little num-nums.
Just
little num-nums for me while I'm in the quarantines.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't fall for it. Dens, even. And when I say don't fall for it, I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to anybody else.
I don't know if anybody else was just ready to buy that.
You're tempted by something today. I'm telling you, don't give in.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Here's my question for everybody. It happened over the weekend. I forgot about it, but Snowpiercer hit TNT. Everything about this sounds dumb.
Unless you're outside of the U.S., then it's on Netflix everywhere else.
Oh, I hate that.
We never get that.
I hate that. So it's supposed to be, I don't know if the show's any good. Let me just say that.
You saw the movie?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see the movie?
I meant to.
There's a lot of mean twos.
Oh, I got a lot of those.
We have a lot of that.
A whole lot of that.
Well, then definitely don't buy it.
See, that's what I was thinking.
You haven't even seen the movie.
So here's what they have. Well, I'll just say there's an online retailer that is having a sale on their
season.
There's the season. So you buy the season in advance and you get the episodes as they come out.
So there's Snowpiercer, the movie.
Yeah.
And then this is now Snowpiercer, the TV series.
The TV series. And I was just wondering if anybody watched it. Because what I would like to hear is from people that listen to this show. I've heard a lot of people online that don't listen to this show talking about it.
You mean just critics from around the United States reviewing the show?
I'm just wondering if anybody has actually seen it, like real people. Critics are not real people.
Well, they can be bought.
Yeah.
Very easily they can be bought.
Just wondering if anybody else. Now, the other side to this is I have done this with this retailer. 3 or 4 times in which I've bought shows where they're like,
you buy the season
for $2, you can have the whole season, and for $2, and I did that, and I want you to know that I never made it past the 3rd episode in any of the ones that I bought.
Congratulations! So
if you go to my account on this retailer's website, you'll be like, oh, how was that?
Don't know.
How was that?
Don't know. Never finished it.
Didn't finish it.
So, Obi's just wondering if anybody's seen it.
I'm just wondering.
I don't want that to sway you, though, because I think we're leaving this conversation with the fact that you're not buying.
No, I'm not getting it.
The season of Snowpiercer.
No.
That's on TNT.
No.
Because you never even watched the movie.
No. And I had like 5 years to watch it.
That's an older movie.
It's been on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix now, but it was, and it was on there forever.
And then now here comes some more episodes from something else. I just don't know.
I'll bet I would watch one episode and be like, you know what? I don't like this.
I think you're busy. Even in this time of quarantine, you're still busy.
You know what? I signed up for HBO Max. That's on Friday. Or is that next week?
That's next week.
Is it next week? Okay. So... What?
We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of content.
Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at us.
Laughing with you.
We're all in the same boat. We have a lot to choose from.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by 2 people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, RadioU.
Are you graduating from high school or college?
You probably graduated, but yeah.
Have you well, it depends.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I've seen some people that have graduated already and some that are still waiting for that fateful day
to happen.
Yeah, well, I want you to know that if you have, you can get a free dozen donuts.
Oh, from Krispy Kreme? It's always Krispy Kreme. It's only Krispy Kreme. So yes. Yeah. Is it them?
It's them.
Okay. Is it original or do we get to pick?
Let's see. All you have to do is show up a Krispy Kreme dressed in your graduation cap and gown or wear clothes that say class of 2020. A free assorted dozen Assorted.
Oh,
Whoa, wow.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at you.
You get all the donuts, don't ya?
Mm-hmm. So I have a list here of the acceptable apparel that you can show up in to get.
Say it slowly so everybody can write this down so they can just dress like it.
Cap and gown with 2020 tassel.
Oh.
Class of 2020 apparel, including T-shirt, sweatshirt, etc. 2020 Letterman jacket featuring senior status. 2020 class ring. Graduation announcement featuring name with matching photo ID.
Do we really have to be?
Student photo ID featuring senior status. Other class of 2020 senior swag.
Why does it feel like it's harder to get your donuts than it is to get in underage at a bar?
I don't know. Like,
it feels a little rough.
Your student ID?
Well, yeah, but how dare they ask for that?
Okay. I mean, like, that doesn't seem to be too bad. Or if you just show up, do you have to have, it says cap and gown. Do you have to wear the gown? Could I just show you my cap with the 2020
you probably
tassel?
just have to have the whole outfit.
Yeah.
With the tassel.
I don't want free donuts that much.
This seems like work. It seems like more work than it was to graduate.
But let's say I just graduated. I happen to be driving home. There's a Krispy Kreme.
You didn't go anywhere to graduate. You were only at home.
It depends.
Maybe
you know what?
took pictures.
I talked to, who was that? A day or two ago where they did graduation over 3 days. Where they had it broken down into 2-hour blocks, and you showed up at this time and whatever, and you still walked for graduation.
Across the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, they did it. So, I mean, Nikki, it could be happening.
This is why, the reason why they're asking for so much proof is because it's assorted donuts.
Yeah, because that's the rich donuts.
If it was just the original, they wouldn't care.
Look at you with all your donuts.
Well, that's nice to do that for graduates.
Hey, free donuts. You know, I graduated twice, actually, high school and college. So you guys owe me a dozen.
You go back in? Assorted. You want the good stuff.
That's right.
I will say, I'll be honest, I went there the other day. We went through the drive-thru without you.
You did not.
They had no donuts left.
They never do.
So assorted, whatever. There's none there.
Nikki and I can go over there. I love this. You can go over there at 9 a.m.
I know. That's prime donut time, isn't it?
I probably not. Probably 7 and 8 are real prime donut time. But you go there at 9 o'clock and you're like, I'll take this donut. We don't have that. How about this one? No.
Don't have it.
What do you guys have?
And she was tired of telling people that they did not have them.
We've got our new vomit flavored donut. You want those? Yeah, give me a dozen of those.
But that's just a side note. You're just only going to get glazed anyways, the original.
Well, but maybe if you go in the afternoon.
Maybe that'll be a better time.
You show up in your cap and gown in the middle of the afternoon, and that gets you ready for the college lifestyle. You're already begging.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
One of the best ways to game on the cheap is to just be a pirate. You just steal the games you want to play.
Well, yeah. We should not be doing that, but...
Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
It's done.
Is that frowned upon?
Maybe you think of yourself as more international, and so it's not like you're a pirate, but you're a traveler, and you...
Those laws don't apply to me here in the sovereign state of Obadiah.
Where
we don't have a copyright law.
Where you're getting the game from, it's a bit different than our rules and regulations.
So let's just stop trying to push. Remember, something can be legal and still be immoral.
Correct.
And the reverse is also true.
And it could be you're buying it. You're just buying it for a more international, lower price.
So Nintendo is cracking down yesterday.
Well, Nintendo, no wonder, because it's so expensive.
Well. Tell me more, Nikki.
The Switch tax is just terrible.
The Switch tax is real.
Man, you buy a game on the Switch, it's so much more money than you get it anywhere else.
There are games on the PC you can buy for $2. On the Switch, $60.
And they're not going on sale.
And it's just whatever. Yeah.
So are they cracking down?
Yeah, they are. They actually filed 2 lawsuits against people that were creating, let's say, various hardware solutions and things that were allowing you to make copies of games, download them, pass them around.
Take one down, pass it around. They're just, trying to rein it all in.
Yeah. So let's see, a team called Team Executor put together the Uber chips, which sound delicious.
What is that?
Oh, well, it allowed for unauthorized access and copying of Nintendo games.
Great.
Dude, I knew a guy whose dad bought him, like, I don't even know where they did it. I should have found out. He had a PlayStation 2, and his dad got it modded for him so that he could play, like, pirated games. And so he could go into this game store and get any game he wanted for $1.
Where's the game store?
I don't know. And you're like, that's not real. No, it was. It was very real. He had
it was amazing.
He had big, like, CD wallets full of just, like, it's just like that generic, like, it would just look like was it DVDs? I think it was DVDs. So it would be like these, like, plain white DVDs and just in marker.
Would be
Sharpie.
the game?
Like, here you go, the Boba Fett game, or, like, whatever. Like, there. So.
And the dad was doing that?
Yeah. I actually thought, I was like, well, aren't you supposed to be teaching us to, like, not steal and stuff? And he was like...
Some people don't consider this stealing.
He actually told me at one point, he's like, this video game stuff's a real ripoff. I don't see it.
That's why.
As me ripping them off. They're ripping me off.
Some people feel like... they feel like it's leveling the field for, like, everybody else.
Right.
And that it's almost like you deserve to be able to pirate some stuff.
And I do.
Maybe not, but just, like... a little.
Just like a little.
Just a tiny bit. And
like
I think that really blossomed during Game of Thrones during the...
Wow, that's
the main
a whole
time
other
because
thing.
I knew so many people who didn't even know, like, how to and what to, and then they just magically had it all.
Suddenly.
And you're just like, wait, that's still piracy, and it just didn't click the same.
Hey, run up the colors.
You got to travel somehow now.
Skull and crossbones. I'm pirating it.
So Nintendo, though, will come after you.
Well, yeah, because Nintendo needs to be able to charge a minimum of $60 per title.
Well, they have the lawyers also to come after you.
Going on sale.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Boy, I'll tell you, nothing feels more magical than anything Disney ever does, ever. Because nothing makes life more worth living than anything Disney does ever.
So what are they doing now?
And so the fine people at Disney have a message that they need to pass on to you, their loyal subjects whose money belongs to them already. And that is, come at your own risk! Disney Springs wants to warn
Perhaps
you that...
that's not the tone they were using.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think they were yelling at people, but let's keep hearing.
You assume all risks by attending Disney Springs.
See how it feels different now?
You think so? Like, just go ahead and we're actually going to pass the plates. You can leave your offering in there.
Well, they're basically saying once Disney parks open, if you come, it is your own risk. So then that way you can't sue them if something happens later.
So they are opening Disney Springs tomorrow, which is it used to be downtown
center?
Disney.
Yeah.
It's the shopping center. They see it as like one of their first in America. The first Disney thing to come back.
It'll kind of be a testing thing, especially for Orlando, because there's so much tourism stuff that's just been shut down.
Right.
So they have to, it's almost like these theme parks have to start small, keep opening, and then show the city of Orlando that this is manageable with what they're doing.
So they will take temperatures. You have to submit to a temperature check to get into Disney Springs, which... I don't know exactly. I mean, are they going to get you in the parking lot, like on your way in?
The entrances. Yeah, there's only so many ways to get you in.
There's that, and you will have to wear a mask.
The whole time?
The entire time you're there.
The entire time.
So, I mean, I guess, if you're eating, they have food.
I bet you can take it off if you're going to eat.
You said the entire time.
Well,
and now you're making
how are you supposed to eat?
Well, you know what? You're making assumptions about what is and isn't okay. We're going to have to find out.
Does that count on like Disney Springs ground? But then once you go into a restaurant, it's their rules?
I don't know if the restaurants are going to be open. Like they may not be. It might just be the shops.
You'll have to find out if you go. If you're in Orlando, you'll have to tell us.
Yeah, I got a couple of things for you here. It's cashless transactions.
No credit,
so
no
credit
cash.
cards only. Mm-hmm. You actually do get your temperature screened as you're like in the parking entrance. Mm-hmm. So let's see. They will have barriers set up to keep you from going
Straying
into certain
away?
places, but also between cast members and you.
Gotcha.
So, like, if you're at a cashier, any guest over the age of 3 must wear a face covering. And look, I found it. Except when dining.
Except when eating.
So you can go ahead and eat.
Well, it's mostly
So just
restaurants.
eat the whole time.
It's mostly restaurants. If they didn't allow the restaurants to be open, why even bother opening?
Because you go there and you get, like that little, like, Mickey thing you can only get there.
No. They have to have the food, too.
What do you mean?
Well, it'd be an interesting thing to go see.
Yeah. Well, I just keep sending them my money, because I just figure I was going to go there and give you guys my money anyway. Like, I just got like an electronic check deposit.
You just go send it to them already.
They just debit it from my account.
So,
it's no big deal.
If you do pay or buy anything, they'll obviously have the plastic stuff up between you and the workers.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to, you don't hand them the card. You're just going to do everything yourself.
Yeah. I think you're still allowed to make eye contact, but I'll have to dig a little deeper in there.
You'll have to look, because that, as Disney said, it's on you.
The important thing is, whatever Disney says, I'm going to do that. Because they love me, Nikki. They care about my well-being. And I'm so glad they're there for us. Me, mostly. They care more about me, probably. Just kidding. They love us all equally. Thanks, Disney.
This is the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Now, don't get offended when I tell you that I have no interest in building a puzzle with you, okay? I just don't.
Yeah, but it seems like this is, in the last couple of weeks, a new thing. We talked last week about the Amazon has had this all color.
Like one color.
Yeah, one color puzzle. And it's supposed to be super hard because normally you have a print or there's different variations of things.
Right.
So that you know how to put the puzzles all together in a faster way.
Yeah.
And then Heinz Ketchup came out with their red puzzle.
Yes.
And that was also supposed to be super hard to do.
Well, all the brands are getting on board. What about our puzzle?
Because it's quarantine puzzle time.
Arby's has a puzzle that they are calling the 13-hour puzzle.
It looks, out of all the ones, I think this would be the most fun to put together.
I don't think it... Here's the problem that I have with it, is that I think I would eat at Arby's every day.
While working on
this puzzle. Because I know that's another thing that some people like to do. You'll see that they'll just have a table somewhere set up where they have a puzzle.
Yeah.
And they'll just kind of leave it out. And
Something they work on every so often.
Yep. They
Kind
do.
of like how I pick up my phone, but they pick up a puzzle.
You pick up your phone roughly 3 to 4 times a minute.
Well, in this, you could pick the puzzle up that much.
You could. You're right. You're
so
right.
This one's sold out, though. They might get more when it's back in stock, but it's $25 for what they're calling their 13-hour puzzle.
Well, you know what, Nikki? In the meantime, you could get yourself an Arizona tea puzzle.
This one it's 1,000 pieces, isn't it?
Yes.
It's Arizona Iced Tea Company, and theirs is $9.99.
Look, just what you always wanted.
What? Yeah, you wanted another puzzle.
You kind of almost like Arizona iced tea. Why not get the puzzle that goes with it?
This makes me feel like I want to go buy a puzzle. So I might go look on Amazon. I don't want to buy a brand one. That would probably take too long to get to me.
Maybe not. All right, let's see here right now. Like, what do you think? Let's say 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yeah, I don't want to do a hard one. I'd like something.
Okay. Let's see. There's Space Puzzle, Disney Villains Puzzle.
Is there a beach?
That'd
be nice.
Yeah, there. You got to go down a little bit. The Heritage Puzzle, Coastal Sunrise Jigsaw Puzzle.
Oh, lovely.
What do you think something like that's going to set you back?
$10?
25.
It might be too much. Is there an Amazon Basics beach puzzle?
Shut up.
Amazon Basics
Amazon Basics Puzzle. It probably exists, but there's something about it that's just wrong, Nikki.
I don't see that they have one. All right, I'll keep looking.
All right, well, you know what? We have all day to, quote unquote, work.
Well, it just would be nice to have a puzzle to do. I've never said that. Wow.
Do I
want to take it back? I feel like it'd be fun if I had friends, and that's all I want. I just want to go see people, and it seems like that would be fun.
Wait, so what? You see friends gathering around and you're working on this puzzle together?
Oh, yeah. You know, if you don't play cards, you can just play that. I don't play cards either.
I'd rather play cards.
You'd rather do that?
I would. I mean, it's fine.
Well, I'll look. I'll see if there's one.
See, yeah. See what you think. But, I mean, it looks like you're probably $20, $30.
Nope. I'm sorting it by low to high. We can go lower than that.
That's a terrible idea
Why?
because when you go low on anything like that, it'll be stuff like puzzle piece key ring.
No, here's this. Here's a scam. Adult puzzle, 300 pieces. It's 1 cent with $23.99 shipping.
See, they're getting you.
They get me there.
They know that there are people like you that are going to sort from low to high. That's why that puzzle's set up that way.
They wanted to get me. All right, I'll go down more. I'll look.
Hey, look, Julia says she has a Jane Austen books puzzle.
Oh, my gosh. What is that?
Let's see. Jane Austen puzzle.
Cool. All right. We'll just look at
There's
that.
a 1,000-piece Remarks Jane Austen puzzle.
We're not in on Monday. We got a long weekend.
We also get Downton Abbey Clue. That pops up under my search. So, I mean, that sounds like fun. You could have friends, and they're over, and you're playing Clue, and it was Mr.
Oh, my gosh, no. Okay. What if we all buy our puzzles together, and then we remotely just have, a Zoom or FaceTime or something, and then we work on our puzzles?
You know what this turns into, right?
This is not fun.
This turns into a Riot skips work, the Riot builds a puzzle.
Great. Yay!
That's where this
Only if we
lands.
had one of the food ones. Like if we had the Arby's one, that would be fun.
I just want some Arby's right now.
Well, you could eat Arby's while
a
doing
roast
it.
beef sandwich. Doesn't that sound delicious?
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, oh my gosh. I was going to tell you that you should buy this Jane Austen action figure.
Yeah.
And then right above it, I noticed that people who viewed the Jane Austen action figure also, there's a board game right here.
I could buy that.
Marrying Mr. Darcy.
Hey, earlier we were talking about puzzles because you're like, oh, puzzles? Why? Because Arbys released a $25, what they're calling a 13-hour puzzle. Arizona Iced Tea came out with their own puzzle. Like, because people are stuck inside, puzzles will become a thing.
All right, so this is it's a card game.
Yeah.
Marrying Mr. Darcy is a role-playing game where players are one of the female characters from Jane Austen's novel Pride and Prejudice. Players work to improve themselves and become more desirable as potential wives for the available suitors.
Really?
So what we're saying, this is a very liberated female empowerment game.
It is.
So, I mean, do you play the piano and play it well?
Do you walk around the room well?
Because maybe.
You could be this.
Ooh, okay, so how many cards are in the game? 8 heroine cards. Ooh, we can't get behind that.
Well, it's not that heroin.
6 suitor cards, 1 old maid card. Oh, 100 character cards, 60 event cards, 6 player guide cards. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Oh, totally. Look at the images. It's all like grandma's playing around the table.
Perfect.
It's cute.
Well, you know what? There you go, Nikki.
All right. Well, I wasn't looking for a card game.
Think about this. What if we got you this card game and we got you a little Jane Austen action figure and she could sit there and she was like the dungeon master, but she's the bath master. She's the Victorian master. Uh-huh. Something like that.
Okay. I see. Wow, that
So
is...
like, hey, Jane, what do you think? Well, I think Nikki should always get Mr. Darcy.
The Marrying Mr. Darcy board game is $28.82. That feels a lot to me.
Oh, but Nikki, remember, you're not just paying for the manufacturer, all the research and development that went into the playability of the game.
Yeah, and the licensing. It's probably mostly licensing.
It's not the licensing. That's it's in the public domain.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Nobody owns.
No one. Oh, who can own Mr. Darcy?
Right. That's why they're all those spinoffs.
Yeah.
The what happened later kind of things.
Now you can have the board game.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling buying anything today. What is that? Why you just drop your hands like that?
Nikki, I want to watch.
That was a threatening move.
I want to watch you spend money.
I don't want to spend any money today. I don't want to buy an action figure or a board game. I did kind of want to buy a puzzle, but not anymore.
We just went out that fast?
It did.
Man, we should have pulled the trigger faster.
I should have gotten it earlier.
Should have got it then.
No, I feel pretty content today. I don't want to buy anything.
All right. Well, guys, help me go to war on Nikki's contentedness. 8772 Radio U.
Send me links to stuff to buy? Is that it?
That's
to
right.
tempt me?
Look at this amazing attachment I just got for your hot tub. Yeah, everybody's going to want this Jane Austen flotation device.
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
What do people always tell us? You can't find happiness in things, but nobody believes that. We never believe it.
Let's think this. How about lasting happiness?
Well, you could. Okay, how about satisfaction?
Yeah.
Like that thing, that splinter in the mind's eye, that thing that drives you to, like, I want to be satisfied with my life. I want to find, dare we say, the word Nikki uttered earlier on the show, which is profanity to us, contentedness. I just want to be content. And I think most of us believe, myself included at times, that really we do find happiness in stuff. It's why I like to joke about it, because even though we would say, no, it's not real.
That's why we like to look at it.
But we're like, no, happiness is in stuff. And I am fascinated by a few historical figures who were incredibly rich, but have been very honest about, their pursuit. You can look back in the olden days, a guy named Solomon. He was king of Israel. And I actually think, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think he has a lot in common with Justin Bieber. I've thought about him a lot. Someone who was incredibly popular from the time he was young, very rich, and, loved by women. And both of them famously had many of them, et cetera, et cetera. Both of them very unhappy. If you go back and read, you'll find characters that are unhappy. And we don't believe them. When they look at us and we say, like, yeah, I had everything and I wasn't happy, we're like, oh, no. If I had that money, I could really be happy. If I had all those women, I could really be happy. If I had all those men, I could really be happy. If I had whatever it is that you think is that thing, we've got that thing. But man, if you look at people that have had the thing that we're sure is going to make us happy, they almost always will tell you it didn't make me happy. I'll tell you somebody else that always fascinated me, Andrew Garfield. He played Spider-Man for 2 movies. He's an actor, right? He said that he was sure that he was going to be happy if he could be Spider-Man. He was like, it's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's everything I've ever wanted, et cetera, et cetera. And he talked openly about how disappointing it actually was. What? So then where's the answer? Like, where is this happiness? A lot of times what you'll find is the people that get what they think and then it's not enough, they either end up in alcoholism, drugs, whatever, because they're so disenchanted with reality that it's like then there is no happiness. But then you can find other people who have chosen a different path. And in a relationship with God, they're like, okay, yeah, I don't have everything. Like, I don't have the fanciest this, the fanciest that, whatever. But I found the secret. I found the thing. This is it. This is the thing that satisfies you on the inside. I found it. And that's in a relationship with Jesus. So look, you and I can stay in the game and we can stay on the grind until we get that thing that makes us happy. I want a PS5. It's not going to make me happy. I'm going to have fun with it, but like it's not going to bring lasting satisfaction. I want a Lamborghini. I'm getting one next month. And you see what I mean? Or we can try something else, a relationship with God. Why don't you just start there and say to God, literally say, you know what, God, I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. Show me something. Show me how to live. Show me how it's done. And you can just invite him in and say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want you to show me how it's done, because this other stuff ain't working.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
Nikki, I would like for you to role play for just a moment to tell me what you think you would do in this circumstance. Okay?
Sure, what is it?
All right, close your eyes and enjoy. You're at the park.
Okay.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
The park it's mostly empty.
Okay.
But you look over and you see a dad with his 2 kids.
How quaint.
Isn't that nice? They're
Very
playing.
nice.
And then you look and see those kids have climbed onto a playground that was supposed to be closed.
Not supposed to do that.
What are you going to do about it?
Actually, I did see this story. I saw what the lady did.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
It depends. Since I saw the video of it, it's obviously a closed down park. There is no one there. It wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't even look like a park. Like it looked like they're on a dirt hill or something.
Okay.
But I would not have done anything. But fortunately or unfortunately, a neighbor decided to do something else.
That's the part that I'm amazed by, just straight up is like, okay, let's imagine that you see something like that. Mm-hmm. Because, we've all been there enjoying the,
Wonderful.
The nice, wonderful. But
I bet this park like butts up to her house or something to where she can see everybody there.
So she goes over and yells at the dad, telling him that he needs to get out of there. Then she called the cops on him.
Wasting time.
Called the cops on him.
That is such a waste of police officers' time.
Okay.
Because they have to come out.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't live in, but I mean, it just goes to show you differing priorities, whatever. I just don't live in a world where I care that much. Now, if I saw somebody robbing a store, yeah, okay.
Well, I just got done reading an article in Florida. They had like this memorial block party. It was 3,000 people.
Hello, come on.
You call on that one.
Do ya?
That feels a little right.
No, you know what I do? I just go home.
Yeah. Well, what if it's at your home?
Well,
what if it's on your whole street?
Even that. Like, I'm just staying inside.
Actually, I would assume everybody else would be calling already on that one.
Exactly that. I'd just be like, you know what? I am sure that there are those people that are making that phone call. It's not going to be me. I'm going back inside.
People are mad.
The only thing I'm mad about is, like, can I get my car through here? All right, see ya.
Great.
Whatever.
But for this...
You're taking your life in your own hands, but what do I care?
You know, with the dad talking, like, there wasn't anybody around. This isn't a problem of physical distancing because there was no one else there. And that's what she called on, how they thought that they could spread the virus.
All right. I know that this is going to be, it's going to be a step too far, and I get it. But seriously, I thought we lived in a country where we didn't spy on each other. This feels like call the Gestapo on them.
It is something that people are upset about because it is happening.
Like, why? Like, what?
It seems like her personality. I bet she calls the cops all the time on things.
Well, you know what? Here's what I want to know. Hall monitor, was she one? She was standing there, making sure the rules were being followed.
Maybe that's in her blood. She comes from a family of monitors.
A hall monitor. And okay, let's be honest. We sometimes need people like that in the world.
Yeah.
You need people that, but like she should be out there fighting. She should be a cop.
No, she picked the wrong battle there.
She probably runs Neighborhood Watch.
That does feel right.
Which again, we need people running Neighborhood Watch.
So the police just left though. They came. They had to come out just to see, but they didn't get in trouble.
No, but they were like, hey. We get another phone call.
That was from the lady.
So the question is, in this situation, do you arrest the dad or the kids? You know what? Let's arrest them all.
Let's not.
No, let's arrest them all.
Let's not.
You know what? Let's shoot one of them in the leg so they learn their lesson.
Stop it. That's not what... No.
No?
No, thank you.
You think I'm going too far, don't you?
Probably.
Okay,
Just like her, I think we're all going too far.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
You know, the desk doesn't have feelings.